Something wild is happening. Jim Carrey just popped up in Paris looking totally different. Fans are shook and the internet won't stop talking. Before we dive deeper, make sure you hit subscribe, smash that like button, and drop a comment with your thoughts. It's about to get messy.
It's a wonderful feeling. I really took on a pretty big challenge trying to do my speech in French.
After this footage dropped, social media
After this footage hit, social media went absolutely crazy. People weren't just buzzing about his awards. They started asking one insane question: what happened to Jim Carrey? Some fans are straight up saying, is that even him or a clone? And now, with Katt Williams spilling Hollywood secrets, things are heating up even more. Fans are connecting the dots, claiming this isn't just a makeover. This could be something way bigger going down behind the scenes.
Researched my whole life on what the entity was before I got there, you know. My intention was to get in there and kick up some dust and try to become a whistleblower that they don't knock off. Because, you know, they get all the whistleblowers.
Jim Carrey rolled up to the 51st César Awards to snag an honorary award for his legendary career in movies. Huge move. He even dropped part of his speech in French, but online, nobody was paying attention to that. Everyone was glued to him. The way he looked, the way he moved, the way he talked, it all felt off, almost unnatural. Fans couldn't stop speculating, and the comments section exploded with theories about what was really going on with Jim.
Hollywood actor Jim Carrey right now because people are saying he's acting and looking very different. Did the Illuminati finally get their loudest whistleblower and clone him, thus silencing him? This is like two conspiracy theories in one, so here's everything you need to know.
I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower.
So yesterday, 64-year-old Jim Carrey received a César Award in Paris, which is like a French Oscar. And he was just suspiciously acting out of character for the iconic Jim Carrey personality. And longtime fans also noticed he looked younger or very different. And for a lot of actors in Hollywood, that's the norm. He's 64. I support people getting work done. But a lot of conspiracy theorists who are really just diehard fans say normally Jim Carrey would never do this. His whole brand is drastically changing his facial expressions and melding his face into whatever he needs to do for his role. It's just the last person you would ever expect to do that. But what's really freaking people out and driving home the conspiracy theory is that his eyes are a completely different color now. They are green, but they used to be very obviously brown. Is it him? Is someone new under the mask? And Jim Carrey is infamous for his whole career long time, giving very powerful speeches against government corruption, against capitalism, against those.
Fans went nuts. Some said Jim didn't even seem like himself, while others swore he looked completely different. A few were straight up claiming he'd been replaced. And yes, the word clone started trending like wildfire. When red carpet clips hit the internet, fans started comparing them to old interviews. They noticed his eyes. They looked more blue than brown. His jawline seemed off, his teeth looked different, and his voice? Softer, slower, almost unrecognizable. One person typed, "There's no way in hell that was Jim Carrey." Another called him super cryptic and dark, and some were convinced. They're testing us one last time, seeing if they can get away with it. The theories just kept escalating. Some believe the real Jim stepped away from Hollywood around 2017. Others think he knew too much, had started speaking out about the fake side of the industry, and yeah, parts of that aren't even made up. Jim has openly criticized Hollywood, the government, and all the alleged shady figures running the show before, and fans are connecting all the dots. Infamous red carpet interview where Jim straight up said, "None of this is real?" He told the reporter he doesn't buy into personalities and basically said, "We don't even matter." That clip blew up years ago, and now, with everything going on, fans are bringing it back, saying it might explain exactly why he's acting so different.
Tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, you know, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're
I
celebrating.
mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons.
in
Boy,
icons?
that is just the absolute lowest aiming, you know, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut her down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No, I
Was
didn't
that an
get dressed
accident?
up. I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
Back then, Jim sounded almost philosophical, like he had peeked behind the curtain of something big. Some said he was just getting spiritual, but others believed he had seen the dark side of fame firsthand. Now, fast forward to Paris, fans say this version of Jim was smiling, joking, acting like everything was totally normal, almost like he was playing a part again. Could he really flip his deep convictions overnight? Critics online say it feels off, like this just can't be the real Jim Carrey. Things got even wilder when people started comparing this to other celebrity clone theories. Remember Kid Boo? He once claimed there's a cloning facility in the US and that he himself escaped from it. Fans are now connecting the dots, saying maybe Jim's situation is part of something bigger and way stranger.
And what nationality are you?
Sicilian and Puerto Rican.
Okay. Sicilian and Puerto Rican. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that now.
Those are
That's
my
what's
two genomes.
Okay. So who's the Puerto Rican one? Who's the Sicilian one?
When I was cloned, they wiped a lot of memory, but when I stole the documents before escaping, I read that the mother was Puerto Rican and I guess the father's surrogate, you could say, was the sperm donor was a Sicilian.
Okay, so you're a test tube baby.
Yeah.
What's that?
Shout out Clonaid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could actually, as soon as you die, they could actually freeze your body.
Well, what happened with my first gen is they took the skull, because he initially had written in a will to the Raelian movement that if something were to happen to him, they can ship the skull over immediately to Clonaid. So they can remove a fragment of bone that's located here. And in this fragment of bone, it stores all of your memories and consciousness. And with that, they can make a sufficient replica of yourself, a reproductive version of you, including your memories. And you can be selective as to which ones you keep or don't keep. This process has been around for quite some time. Like Dolly the sheep was cloned back in, I think, the late 70s, early 80s, if I'm not mistaken.
Dolly the sheep, yeah, I remember that. And they've cloned a lot of animals over the years.
Yeah, Clonaid, I don't want to say too much information. This is going to be broadcasted on the internet.
But I don't think they could transfer the actual memories, though.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You're living proof of this?
Yeah, I'm living proof. Except all the memories. A lot of them I don't have because of drugs and alcohol as a teenager. So it's kind of like burning an MP3 CD, right? So let's say, we don't do this, people don't do this anymore, but back in the day, you would bootleg a CD, you would need the original copy. You put it in, it reads the disc, transfers all the files. You have the same exact CD, it's the same thing. All the tracks, everything, every bar, every hit from every note, everything's gonna be on there. Now, if I scratch that CD, I may not be able to read all the files on the disc, making it impossible to...
Look, people do change. Jim's older now. Faces age, voices shift, and lighting can make eyes look different. Sure, celebrities get cosmetic work sometimes, but that hasn't slowed down the wild speculation. Fans of the clone theory say the biggest clue isn't his face, it's his energy. Back in the day, the Jim was loud, wild, unpredictable. The guy from The Mask and The Truman Show had a certain spark in his eyes that you just can't fake. Now, some are saying this isn't Jim at all, that the real Jim was taken out years ago for speaking truths about the powers in the shadows. One chilling piece of evidence people keep pointing to is the tragic death of his former girlfriend. Many believe she was targeted to send a message straight to Jim. The theories are dark, dramatic, and fans aren't letting up.
Jim Carrey was devastated last September when his 30-year-old girlfriend herself. Now, 10 months after the funeral for makeup artist Katrina White, the just-released autopsy report details her final days. She left a suicide note for Carrey. They had broken up the week before. I've spent 3 days now in disbelief that you're not here. I can go on brokenhearted and try to put the pieces back. I could, I just don't have the will this time.
She had not been seen in 4 days at that point. The last person she'd spoken to, it's believed, is Jim Carrey.
Chris Spargo is a reporter with thedailymail.com, which obtained the autopsy report.
Jim Carrey texted her the night before saying that he was actually missing a bunch of pills from his medicine cabinet, asking if she had them, but there was no response.
The toxicology report says she had multiple drugs in her system, including pain medication prescribed to an Arthur King, who is believed to be an alias used by Carrey, according to published reports.
She had obtained 3 bottles of pills from someone under an alias. It's believed it was possibly Jim Carrey.
Carrey last spoke to Katrina White via FaceTime for 3 minutes. Her body was found 4 days later in her rented home in Los Angeles. In her note, Katrina left the funeral arrangements up to Carrey.
We know they called Jim Carrey first when they found her body after finding her cell phone, before they even called her family. So he obviously was incredibly torn up about this, but he really was there in the aftermath.
She ended her note to Carrey saying, "Please forgive me. I am just not for this world." She signed it, Dewdrop, the pet name given to her by Jim Carrey.
Unsurprisingly, rumors have been flying that Jim was threatened, given a choice, and that some serious stuff went down behind the scenes. But then there's one of his most famous rants, the one that had everyone talking. Jim grabbed the spotlight, dropping lines about secret symbols and mocking tongues, all while taking shots at talk show hosts for distracting the public. He was half serious, half sarcastic, and even threw out that there are secret meetings in the woods. Fans are connecting the dots, saying these aren't just jokes, they're clues.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
Well, you don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh, I like it. It is a scraping.
It's the symbol of the all-mocking tongue. And I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? Like, for years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, when they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things and, you know, and look at them trying to...
That clip is blowing up again as proof because Jim Carrey has always blurred the line between comedy and truth. He delivers it funny, makes you laugh, but sometimes there's a deeper hidden message lurking underneath. That's exactly what makes him so intriguing. You never know if he's joking or dropping straight-up reality bombs. Fans are now watching every move, looking for clues, and the theories keep piling up.
Don't exist. So they're all characters that I played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern.
Over the years, Jim has slowly changed.
Over the years, Jim has definitely changed. The wild man from Dumb and Dumber got quieter, more reflective, more philosophical. He started dropping thoughts about ego, identity, and illusion. Real deep stuff. Still, critics love to bring up his comments about big pharmaceutical companies back when he and Jenny McCarthy questioned vaccine schedules on national TV. Before we go further, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash like, and drop a comment with what you think. Things are about to get even more wild.
was World Autism Awareness Day. You both must be encouraged by all that's happened in this subject since you literally started it.
Yeah, you know, we've come a long way within the community. When I first had Evan diagnosed with autism, there wasn't much of anything. I had to find out about biomedical treatment on the internet after I typed in autism on Google. And out 3 years later now, there's 3 books and many thousands of children getting better because of biomedical treatment.
Jenny brought so much focus to this problem. And kind of that's why I'm here, is I want to bring as much focus as we can to this problem.
You married autism. Or, well, you're not married, so you live with autism.
When I invited Jenny into my life, I invited Evan into my life. And when I first met Evan, he was like he was on another planet. I wasn't in the room. There was no eye contact. There was no response to dialogue. There was no affection. And over time, I witnessed Jenny pull Evan through the window of unconsciousness and isolation into our world, where he is now a fully functioning person who can communicate, who can connect, and this is through biomedical treatments, GFCF diet, and the therapies that she's talking about. So I believe that autism, in my heart, is preventable
and treatable.
Fully functional. He's
completely recovered, Larry, completely recovered. And he's not the only one. There are thousands in this community that are getting better.
Why did you go so publicly? I mean, you had an autistic child. He got better. So why are you here?
I could have, hid and not said anything, and Evan would have blended into society. I made a pact with God, though. The day Evan became diagnosed with autism, I said, if you show me the way, God, and show me how to heal my boy, I will continue to teach the world how I did it. And within 1 year of that kind of conversation with God, Evan was undiagnosed from autism.
But it's still shocking to see how many people are ignoring this information.
The American Academy of Pediatrics, I begged and have sat down with and said, why are you not sitting down with our doctors and our scientists who are treating and recovering children with autism? And they refuse to this day to sit down.
I think if there was any possibility that a child was being helped, that someone would listen, someone would take a look. And the fact is, they're not even considering the information. They're not only not considering, they're not...
That whole situation blew up. Massive backlash, headlines everywhere, heated debates, criticism flying left and right. After that, Jim seemed to step back from those topics. Some fans think he was silenced. And guess who else almost got silenced? Katt Williams. Meanwhile, late-night shows like Jimmy Kimmel Live kept going hard with political comedy, mocking politicians, hosts, and watching the crowd cheer for their side. Here's where fans start connecting the dots. They believe Jim and Katt weren't just joking. They were calling out the whole system of distraction, not just one host or one show. The idea? Keep people divided, entertained, emotionally fired up, while bigger forces move quietly behind the scenes. Dramatic? Maybe. But powerful industries have been shaping narratives forever. It's not sci-fi, it's media studies 101. Many now claim that when Jim tried warning us about secret societies and telling kids to be careful around Hollywood, he was actually hinting at Epstein and his network of collaborators. There's only circumstantial evidence, but the timing is suspicious. Right after some files surfaced, Jim suddenly seemed replaced, and fans aren't ignoring it. It gets even crazier. Recently, the state of New Mexico officially reopened a criminal inquiry into Zoro Ranch, the massive property once owned by Jeffrey Epstein. This isn't just YouTube rumors. This is the state attorney general announcing a renewed prosecutorial review, and people are noticing the timing with Jim's sudden disappearance.
Standing by what used to be Zoro Ranch, Jeffrey Epstein's massive property in New Mexico. And as of now, no one's really investigated exactly what happened here. Zoro Ranch is in Stanley, New Mexico, about 30 miles southeast of Santa Fe, essentially in the middle of nowhere. Epstein owned the property from the early 1990s up until 2023, and some people have accused him and others of wrongdoing at the ranch. Zoro Ranch is mentioned multiple times in the Epstein files, including an account by late survivor Virginia Giuffre.
Many of the survivors had experiences in New Mexico, and as we've learned, there were local politicians and other people that were aware of what was happening in New Mexico. So it's really important that at this point in time, a closer look is taken with respect to that property.
New Mexico State Representatives Andrea Romero and Mariana Anaya put forth a resolution to set up a truth commission on Zoro Ranch. And on Monday, the New Mexico House passed that measure. The bipartisan group will investigate allegations of abuse and trafficking at Zoro Ranch. Epstein died in what was ruled a suicide in a New York jail in 2019 while facing federal trafficking charges. When I asked lawmakers why there had never been an investigation into Zoro Ranch before, their big answer was, we don't know.
He was a known sort of gallivanter, ladies' man around town. They called his ranch the Playboy Ranch of Santa Fe. We know very little, if nothing, about, and certainly not a lot that the news has reported on, and what has been reported on is nothing short of alarming. And so for any sense of justice to be had, we have to tell the truth. We have to tell the story of what happened.
Many have alleged that this may have been one of the venues where Epstein purportedly conducted human hunts.
Jeffrey Epstein has leaked emails of people going out and doing hunts. What? Hunting for pleasure. Oh, hunting them like game.
The heck?
There was actually a woman that's leaking the information of what she said was a Rothschild's hunting trip, right? And specifically certain types of people too, which makes it even more disturbing. This is to Epstein, going to mean Lana's party now to hunt. Why would you be going to a party to hunt? Snipe hunt is over. Moon crick in a field bag. And then the bottom is so messed up. Look, guess what? Their words.
No.
Yeah. That's what they're saying in the email. There's speculation they would take a whole bunch of throw them into like a forest on a deserted area enclosed where they can't escape, and they would hunt them like game. And what's even more crazy is, what if this was the first step before consumption?
It makes sense.
There's no exact proof yet where these locations were.
Okay.
And I don't think necessarily was the island.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thrilling hunt from Ariane de Rothschild. Amazing old male. Amazing hunt.
What the?
She's talking about.
Fans are now claiming that Zoro Ranch might have been one of the places where Epstein allegedly carried out human hunts. The rumors are dark, the speculation is wild, and people are connecting it back to Jim, saying the timing of his sudden change might not be a coincidence. Makes you really question why so many didn't listen to Jim Carrey sooner. If more people had paid attention back then, maybe a lot of lives could have been saved. So, do you think the Jim Carrey we saw in Paris is still the real deal? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, check out one of the 2 videos on your screen right now. You might find the next wild story just as shocking.